It's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Steelers and the Dolphins under the lights on Thursday night.
Well, much of the country is struggling under cold temps and some of that white stuff. No such troubles here at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gardner. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Last day was filled over slaps, I just gotta run back. Feel like the way it went down after was I made it to a beast. This step right here that get me going.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And leading them out is their fifth-year quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Now they'll send Waddle in motion left. And he'll get it here on the jet sweep. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The numbers for him from a week ago: 17 carries, 94 yards, and a score.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
A short one here, caught by McBride. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
A first down carry now for Miller. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. This defense for the Steelers, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 19. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give them 25 yards.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. He'll look to throw. He's got his tight end McBride on the out route. And the Dolphins are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw here. And he's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Trey McBride, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season. And maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. To throw here, Roethlisberger. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. You talk about this Miami defense. Into this game, they're ranked number 22 in the NFL against the pass charge.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 45-yard line. Now they try the right side here. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. The Steelers had 10-3 on the year, and they've been flawless these last couple months, winners of 9 in a row.
And let's give them a ton of credit because in a league that's built on any given Sunday, any team can win. To run off this kind of a streak, this kind of a number, that's pretty darn impressive.
And they'll work with 4 receivers here on 3rd down and long. Roethlisberger. Throw left side complete. That's Washington. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Metcalf motions left. They go play action now. Roethlisberger. That's caught. It's Austin left side. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another nice gain. 16 yards there and a first down again. Roethlisberger will throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Pushing and fighting his way in for a Steeler touchdown. A great effort there. With touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Steelers are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own.
And there's an offense that didn't panic after getting down early, and with good reason. No better way to silence a home crowd than with a nice, long, sustained drive. And they were able to put one together here and finish with the touchdown run.
Extra point attempt to come here. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. That time, a 9-play drive and a 9-yard run on the end of it. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So the Dolphins offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
They currently sit one game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down. Now a handoff running through the middle.
And he'll work down inside the 45. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll get an update when we come back to Miami.
Here's 2nd and 7.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 44 yards. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. It took them a while to get their speedster involved, but they found him downfield there.
And what we've discovered as we've watched games is the speedster doesn't have to have a lot of catches, doesn't have to have volume in order to have a huge impact on the game. His speed scares the heck out of defenses, and other guys can capitalize, but when you finally hit him and he carries it all the way into the end zone, that's what you're paying him for. That big threat that can make big plays on a limited number of catches.
That's how you step on the stage with your first catch, take it to the house. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Here's Roethlisberger.
Quick slant to Brown.
The numbers for Brown from a week ago, comfortably up over 100 yards when cruising past that number, and 2 touchdowns.
How'd you like to be the D coordinator this week? He watched that game last week, and I know his first thought was, we have to find a way to take him out of the game plan. We cannot let him do that to us.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
Now we get Tyreek Hill and the rest of the Miami offense back out there.
You look at the numbers for him, and 1,000 yards obviously well within his sights, barring injury. He will get there. The question, will he get there in this game?
Well, he would love to. Duh, right? Of course he would. But, you know, watching him play this year, we often talk about defenses, you know, allocating extra resources to try and stop a guy of his ilk, right? But you know what else kicks in? His pride to say, okay, I don't care how many you throw in my direction, I'm still going to find a way to get open. I will use different moves. I will move against formation. I will come underneath routes and try and run through some people and kind of get natural picks in order to work his way open. He wants to get that 1,000, and he doesn't want any less passes to come to his direction.
Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. He'll drop to throw.
That's going to be caught by Waddle.
And get this one across the 35. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
That's good for a Miami Dolphin. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Short throw, that's caught by Davis. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
From the 46, here's second down and a yard.
At the 46-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He's across midfield. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's first and 10. Down at the 31.
Now they'll send Waddle in motion left.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's second and 13. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. On the RPO, that's complete right side. So 8 yards on the completion there. And now we've got a third and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. On now the Miami field goal unit. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead.
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's played well all year long as he enters the home stretch of the season as the NFL leader in touchdown passes.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Shoves him aside. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
It may sound cliche, but those are the types of yards he can get you. He's such a bruising back.
He is, and typically with that type of a back, if he has any type of stamina, it shows up later in the ball game. Because trust me, guys get tired of running up and trying to tackle that big fella. It wears on him, and then he gets stronger as the game goes on.
26 big yards on that one. It's another first down.
That turns into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
So now first and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 30-yard line.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
Second down and 6 now from the 26.
Off the play fake. Here's Roethlisberger. And he finds Austin complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 12-yard line. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
From down at the 12, it's first and 10.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. He showed some tough running, but they'll drop him at the 5-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a second and 3. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. And the Steelers on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Touchdown! Darnell Washington from 4 yards out. And the Steelers have got it back to within a score. Well, he is such a matchup nightmare down near the goal line, CD, and another example right there on that play for the touchdown.
It's borderline impossible to defend this guy because that kind of size, he can still get out and run a crisp route, and he has excellent hands. Even if you stick with him, all the quarterback has to do is lob it up, and he can win almost any jump ball.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Short one here, caught by McBride. Even with that broken tackle, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30. 3rd and 8. On play action, they'll throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
Every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 37. They'll look to throw again. Tyreek Hill's got another one. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's the pickup for 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 31-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. From the 31, here's a 2nd and 4. Back to throw again. Open net is Waddle, complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
That's good for another Miami Dolphin.
They'll look to throw here. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll get this down to the 10. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
1st down and goal to go.
They'll set up a throw. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey.
And the Steelers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Charles, one thing that he referenced to us yesterday was his confidence fitting the ball into any window, but obviously that window was a little too tight and it was closing in a hurry.
And he was talking to us about having anticipation in making those types of throws. Down near the goal line, I don't think you can anticipate it as much as you need to see it open. You've got to be precise with your throws down here in the red zone. That one goes into double coverage, and he gets picked off.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room.
So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. Austin's got it left side. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. So the two teams will head to the locker rooms here in Miami with the Dolphins on top. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. Some good games to look forward to in the early window, especially the one in Baltimore. A big one coming up for the Ravens as they'll square off against the Cincinnati Bengals. Then in the 4 Eastern window, it'll be a later than usual start in Cleveland, where it'll be the Browns taking on the Dallas Cowboys. And then lastly, the nation gets a good one on Sunday night between the New England Patriots and the New York Jets. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This is a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. As we hit the home stretch here, you can see he leads all NFL wideouts and touchdown grabs this season.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
And they'll bring 4 receivers into the fold here. It's third and long.
Now Roethlisberger. That is caught. And running with power here. Still going. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Darnell Washington,
His second touchdown of the night.
and the Steelers have taken the lead here in this third quarter.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will make this a 4-point game. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Dolphins offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key.
That to the sideline, and it's intercepted. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown. Well, the defense obviously could not have drawn up a better start to the second half. They're holding on to that slim lead, just looking for a stop. Not only do they get the stop, Charles, they get the pick six.
Another example that life comes at you fast, doesn't it? One play ago, they were defending a slim lead coming out of the break. Now they're one more stop away from thinking about a possible put-away drive.
Point after here coming up. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Second down and 4. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Second and 4. Able to get this one to McBride. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Inside handoff now, Miller. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Gets this one to Hill. Still shedding tackles. And he's taken down inside the 30. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Quick slant, Tyreek Hill with it. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And Waddle going to have a Dolphins first down as he's down at the 17-yard line.
That's good for another Miami Dolphin. First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
They'll drop to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the Steelers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time. Now, Charles, remember they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple. Here is third down and 4.
Now Roethlisberger.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Here's Roethlisberger. Now wasted time going right back to DK Metcalf. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5.
64 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he gets it a little bit closer and takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. On third and goal, Roethlisberger. And it's caught. It's Brown. Touchdown, Steelers. 4 yards on the touchdown grab.
And the Steelers get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Dolphins offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
At the 28-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 8. That's complete to McBride. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
First down. 1st and 10.
Now back to throw. Dumps it complete to Miller.
Yeah, he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
2nd and 5.
A short one here, caught by McBride.
And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 45-yard line.
That's good for a Dolphins 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 45.
And they'll run it from the gun with Miller. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. T.J. Watt has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
You can almost see all the defenders rubbing their hands together with glee because we all know they relish the chance to bring down a quarterback of his caliber. Anyone who brings him down has plenty to talk about. Not just a sack, but a big win built off the efforts of this defense.
And going deep for Hill. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Darius Slay with a pick.
And the Steelers force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there, and he winds up giving the ball away.
Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. And this is going to be a Steelers 1st down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line.
85 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 39. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That good for 22 and a first down.
It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Anderson. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger.
He's got his running back out of the backfield. And the Steelers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. To throw here, Roethlisberger. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown.
Calvin Austin
from 3 yards out.
And the Steelers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Point after, right down the middle. And they open the lead up now to 25. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field.
And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
They'll look to throw here. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hill. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 27 yards there, a first down. They'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's McBride. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. They'll look to throw again. Setting up the screen for Miller. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
And good yardage there on first down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
2nd and 1 now from the 21.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
That's to Waddle on the quick slant. And Waddle going to have a Dolphins first down as a tackle made at the 15-yard line.
Dolphins, first down. First and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Back to throw again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill adding to his NFL record in touchdowns. And the Dolphins are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the fourth quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40.
116 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Now 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for Pittsburgh, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for Miami, their playoff hopes take a hit as they drop to 7-7. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.